In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a Calculus 1 review question, one that would come at the end of the semester when you were trying to review for a final exam. All right, it says find the numbers b such that the average value of the function 2 plus 6x minus 3x squared on the closed interval from 0 to b is 3. All right, so to be able to work this out, you've got to know what the average value is. All right, that's where we do the 1 over b minus a in front of the integral. All right, and then they're telling us that average value is 3. Okay, so I'm going to use my formula and do 1 over b minus a. Okay, so it's going to be a b minus 0. I'm going to integrate then from 0 to b, and it'll be of the function, so 2 plus 6x minus the 3x squared dx, and then that being the average value of the function is supposed to be equal to 3. Now, this is just a matter of going through and evaluating this and solving for b. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this integral right here, and we're going to integrate. We'll go ahead and simplify this to a 1 over b there in front. All right, integrating 2, we're going to get a 2x. Integrating the 6x there, we'll add 1 to the exponent and then divide by that 2, so we'll get a 3x squared. Integrating here, adding 1 to that exponent and then dividing by that 3, we'll get a minus 3 to the third power. All right, now we want to integrate that from 0 to b, and it is still set equal to 3. Okay, now we're going to go through and plug in b, subtract, plug in 0. So we'll have the 1 over b sitting out in front still. We're going to plug in b to our function. So 2 times b plus 3b squared minus b to the third. All right, all of that minus, we're going to plug in 0, plug in 0, plug in 0, which is basically just going to be 0 there. So we don't have to do any math there. Set that equal to 3. Okay, now we're going to go through and distribute this so that I've only got one quantity over here. So when I distribute that 1 over b times each one of those, I'm going to end up with a 2 and then a 3b minus a b squared and equal to 3. Now we're starting to get down to an equation that is going to look like a quadratic that we're going to be able to solve. So I want my quadratic term here, my b squared term, to be a positive. So I'm going to take all of these, move them over to the right-hand side of the equation. So that's going to leave me with a 0 on the left, and then I'm going to have a b squared. That make that positive. It'll make this term negative when I move it over to the right-hand side. And then when I subtract 2 from both sides of the equation, I'll have a 1. All right, at this point, we're going to use quadratic formula because we know that the coefficient here is 1, we've got -3, and we've got a 1. So using that quadratic formula, all right, our b is going to be negative times a -3 plus or minus the square root of a -3 squared minus a 4 times a 1 times a 1. All right, all over 2 times a 1. All right, that's going to simplify underneath here. 9 minus 4 is going to give me a 5 on the radical. The two negatives here will make a positive. So b then is going to be equal to 3 plus or minus the square root of 5, and then all over 2. All right, so a final 2 values there for b. So pretty much a straightforward Calc 1 type of question that you could see on the final exam. You definitely need to know the definition of average value, how to set up that average value with the 1 over b minus a in front of the integral. All right, they tell you then it's set equal to 3. It's just a matter of a bunch of algebra solving down there after you do that initial integration. Definitely thanks for watching. If the videos are helping, be sure and share with your friends so they can benefit too. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.